Hey gang, just before we get started on today's video, I want to remind you that we've got the great tool giveaway going on right now. So all you have to do is like, subscribe, and then also put a comment down below, include the hashtag Year of the Maker, and you'll get entered into the draw. We're going to draw that on January 22nd. Now on with the show. On today's show, we are continuing with our series on upgrading the Cr-10S. Today, we're putting on automatic bed leveling using the BLTouch. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome to the First Layer. My name is Richard Cleveland. This is a show all about exploring the world of 3D printing. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that little bell so you get notified every time we do a brand new episode. So today what we're doing is no different from any other day. We're continuing on with our series on upgrading the Cr-10S. This time we're going to be putting on automatic bed leveling. And I'm going to be using the BLTouch. It is a small servo-controlled auto bed leveling system. It's pretty tiny. You can see we've already mounted it to the bracket here. It has a collection of wires coming off, two for the signal, or for the end stop, pardon me, and this is all of your servo connection here. I'm going to explain all this as we start the install, but when you put one of these on, what it does for you is it gives you automatic bed leveling on your system. Now, you do have to change some code in the firmware, and we're going to show you how to do that today as well. And we'll get it all hooked up. We'll test it out and see if we can produce a print. So let's get started. We got a lot to do today. We're going to use the BLTouch, and we also need a set of extra wires. Now, fortunately enough, we have a set of jumper wires here, which are about 1 meter long. We probably don't need all of that, but first and foremost, we are going to install this. So to get things started, what we have to do, as you know, last week we put on the Pet's Fang. So this week we actually have to remove it in order to put our BLTouch on. And I'm going to show you exactly how far this has to be away from the nozzle so that you get a good probe when it gets ready to start probing. So let's go ahead and turn off our Cr-10S. We'll just hit the power switch there. We're going to have to dig inside the machine to hook all this up, but I'm going to show you that today. All right, so let's go and start taking off some of these parts. So to install the BLTouch, we have to remove this screw that holds on our shroud for our for our cooling fan. And what we're going to do is just get in there and take that off. And we're going to replace this screw with something that's a little bit more standard for our application. So we're going to take the BLTouch, we're going to slide it on there. And we need a little longer screw than the one that came with it anyway. So, all right, so we have a screw in there. We're just going to line it back up. And this is just an M3. I want to make sure that that's sitting in there nice and square. You're not going to completely tighten it down. You want to have it so that you can move it around and adjust it up or down as you need to. So right now we're quite far away from the nozzle. And we've got it lifted quite high. What we want is to have this and this be about 2 millimeters away from one another in terms of height. So this should be up 2 millimeters higher than the nozzle itself. So let's go ahead and do that. Get that all set up. Okay, so we've adjusted our sensor now, and it is approximately where we want it to be. We can go ahead and put back on the Pet's Fang, reinstall that. Bring this over so that it's not going to catch anything. Just double check that. Doesn't look like it's going to catch anywhere, and we'll go ahead and reinstall our Pet's Fang, get that set back up, and then we'll show you how to connect this to the board. Okay, so what we want to do now is we want to go ahead and connect these wires to the wires that are going to go into our our CR-10's box. Now you'll see there's a black and white wire and a black and white wire. You want to make sure that those are in the right spots, and you'll just connect that one. And the same thing with the extension wire for the servo. Now, fortunately, this has a connector on it. All you're going to do is line up the colors with the colors. Press that in there and it will hold. So you have a continuous line of your ground, your 5-volt, and your signal. And we're going to route those all the way back along the existing cable, all the way back to the box. And then we will go inside the box and I'll show you where to connect these. Okay, so we've made our connection to the board. You can see here where we've used the servo pins in the back. They're kind of hard to see there. And then we've also put in our end stop where the old end stop Z used to be. We've just unplugged it. It's back here. I will put a diagram up on the screen so you guys can see exactly how this is wired up. And this is the same for the 2.0 and the 2.1 board. All right, so we've downloaded the latest version of Marlin. This is 1.1.9, and this is vanilla Marlin, so this is unconfigured. But what we're going to do is we're going to set this up to configure for our CR-10S. So what we want to do is start here with the example configurations. This is going to make it very, very easy on you. And you can see in here, there's a great deal of different manufacturers of 3D printers. Who we're looking for right now is Creality, and we are going to go with the CR-10S. And in here, you're going to see 4 different files. And what we want to do is we want to take these 4 files and copy them. So we are going to select all, and then we are going to not cut them, but we are going to copy them. So just right click, just hit copy. We'll go up 1 folder, 2 folders till we're back at the original folder that we were in. This one right here, the Marlin folder. And all we're going to do now is we're just going to right click and we're going to paste those in. Now it's going to ask you if you want to replace the files in the destination or if you just want to skip these. Well, we want to replace them for this particular demo. All right, now that those files have been replaced, we can head down to Marlin. We'll just give that a double click, the INO file. So here we are in Marlin, and now there's a couple of things that we need to change. We're going to go to the Configuration H tab. That's where we want to start. And we're just going to scroll down through here, and we'll leave everything as it is. What the Marlin guys have done, they've gone in and they've re-engineered the particular firmwares that are available for different manufacturers. And now what they've done is they've made these files available, so it makes it very easy on you as an individual to get the CR-10S up and running. And what we're most concerned about right now is going down. First, we're going to check down through here our thermal settings. We'll go through that, and we are down at thermal runaway. We know that they're both defined, so that is great. We are now going to go down and find our bed leveling. So we want to just kind of quickly go through this, and we will see exactly where we have to enable it. So here we are at line 727. It says define the BLTouch. Now it says above it, there's a little bit that you need to know. And it says the BLTouch probe uses a Hall effect sensor and eliminates a servo. So what we're going to do is we're going to uncomment these 2 lines. So we're just going to delete those 2 lines, and everything else should be good there. We don't have to touch anything else, but we do want to tell it what type of bed leveling that we want to have. So in my case, it's got auto bed leveling bilinear already done. I prefer to use a different set of instructions, so I'm just going to comment that one out, and I'm going to go to the unified bed leveling. And if you're not sure what unified bed leveling is all you have to do is go up here to to line 962 and say Auto Bed Leveling UBL, which means Unified Bed Leveling. It's a comprehensive bed leveling system combining the features and benefits of other systems. UBL also includes integrated mesh generation, mesh validation, and mesh editing systems. So you can kind of edit this on the fly, which is really kind of neat. One other thing that we are going to have to enable here, I believe we are good because everything is enabled. All right. So let's go ahead, and we're first going to see if everything's okay by hitting our compiling sketch. So we're just going to quickly compile it before we go any further. This will tell us if we've got any errors in our setup. All right, so we've come across an error. It says, please enable the probe option, probe manual fix BLTouch solenoid Z-probe sled. So basically what it wants us to do is it wants to make sure that we have the library, which we do, but we do need to enable probe manually, fixed mounted probe, BLTouch, solenoid probe. So it really wants to know what we want here. We want the BLTouch. So let's just make sure that we've got that. We'll go back to our configuration H and make sure that we have that turned on. We did define BLTouch. Okay, so we found the error. It was basically telling us that we had more than one probe enabled. So we have to go and comment out the probe manually because we don't need that. And we're just going to double check and make sure that all of our probing is taken care of here. So now we should be able to compile this. Should just take a few minutes. And again, this is how you can kind of suss out the errors before you try and upload it to your 3D printer. And hopefully this one will work this time. All right, so we came up error-free this time. One thing that we had to go back and do was restore our leveling after G28. So we had to call upon, what it wants us to do is call upon a previous mesh that we have saved. And that's something we'll get into at a later date. It tells us how much memory it's used, and now we are ready to go ahead and upload this to our 3D printer. 3, 2, 1. All right, so we got things moved around. We've got everything installed. You can see now that we have the BLTouch here on the side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch cameras and I'm going to show you what it does when it does a bed level. So let's cut to that camera. I'll go ahead and move my big butt. We'll just go over to prepare and bed level. So what you're going to see here is the probe will drop. See, it's dropped there. Now it's going to sense the bed. It's going to do one more time. Then it's going to go and create a mesh across the bed by probing 4 points across and 4 points deep. So this is just going to take a couple of minutes. If you've set up your software or your firmware correctly, you can you will always get a good first layer if you set up your firmware correctly. And if you put that G29 command into your slicer, which will come right after the G28 command in your slicer, this will happen every time. So you will always have a good first layer, and the bed will then move. Well, the bed won't move, but the Z-axis will move up and down based on the inconsistencies of the bed to give you much better adhesion. Now I've set this for a 4x4 grid, so it will do 16 points on the bed. I had to do that math in my head. There we go. It's the last point. Now, if you're using these clips that you can see here on the bed, if you're using these clips, please remember to make sure that they're out of the way of your BLTouch. Otherwise, your BLTouch will sense them and not your bed. And you want it always to sense the bed. So once you've set that up, you'll get to know where they should be. All right, so that's all there is to putting the BLTouch onto your CR10. Now, we've done a lot of upgrades on this guy. We've put on the Bondtech extruder. That's what we started with. Then we put on the all-metal hot end. I just put my finger in the fan. Don't do that, by the way. Then we added the Pets Fang, which you can find on Thingiverse. And finally, we've just done the BLTouch. So by all means, come back, keep watching our videos. If you haven't yet already, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell notification, leave a comment down below, and share this video with all your friends. We do appreciate you coming by. I want to thank Jess, who's in the house today, running things behind the board. Also want to thank Spool 3D, spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with Spool 3D. They give us this wonderful studio to use each and every week. And they also have everything that you need, from printers to filaments and all the parts and accessories that you could possibly hope for. So check them out today at spool3d.ca. Print it right, print it with Spool 3D. Well, that's my time for today. You guys have yourself a great rest of the week. We'll see you Saturday night for TFL Call for Help. Until next time, remember that the first layer is always your foundation to a great print. Till next time.